Well, it's been well over a week and a half since the Spring Wheelies reunion event. My last upload. I've been making small videos, just I've not been publishing them. It's just time to make one, a good one to upload. So the engine's now running again. I put about 50 miles on it in the last weekend, going to a truck car show, and I got first place at the show as being the only Jeep there. But yeah, she's been running good now. The culprit to the fire was, well, gasoline was pouring out of the carburetor, coming down, and I went to go ahead and park, shut the engine off, and I didn't know it was leaking that bad. I know the day prior was flooding on me, but didn't leak. Now it's leaking a bunch, and so I wanted to restart the engine because I saw a Jeep coming to go off-road with him. I wanted to start the engine back up, throw him warm up, and then leave with him. It caught fire right away. And my guess, if I wanted to restart it, starter or distributor made a spark and arced the fume and made a fire. That was the deal there. Damages just were a rubber hose going from this neck going up high to the air cleaner. That got burnt bad. And then these wiper motor wires got burnt. There's actually nothing in fraying or anything, just that plastic black sleeve got the most damage. And this positive white wire, but it's not bad at all either. So there's not much damage. Big thing is just black hood now, but I still got to paint the hood, and I missed it during restoration. Hood and the grill still need to get done anyway, so I really didn't care. So that's my damages I took for the fire. Besides, also my hand got burnt. They've been healing now. Blister there, and my thumb. So that's my damages I took, and it's healing now. My fingers still barely move, and they feel like a rock. The tip of the finger. But yeah, that's that. And now since the fire happened, I now carry one. So I bought a third extinguisher. I have a mount from a YJ I used to own and never used it. Now I have one. I made it work. It's not where I want it. It's already hitting my door, the handle. I'm afraid of wind and dirt getting inside, but at least I have something than having just water and Gatorade. Gatorade did not work at all. So I have one now, and Dad found one more for me over there at an estate sale, which I'm gonna put somewhere else. Not sure where. I guess here's fine too. Make them out here. There's nothing else, nothing being put here. That might be a better spot anyway. Anyway, so there's the fire deal. What else from the reunion? Nothing else from reunion wise. I did make a live video this weekend. Coming home from the kart truck show, I did share about the trophy I got, but I did a nice trail ride. Didn't really talk in the video at all. Trail ride in the woods, kind of not the best video. And the truck's kind of big, so nothing really fun to show off road, but just still wheeling and showing my property off. And in that video, one comment kept talking about my steering being super stiff to turn. Well, then the wheel's off now because I'm working on steering. So we're a week and a half from Bantam Jeep Festival in Butler, PA. So I'm trying to get prepped for the show now. And the only on my list that's top priority is steering. And so big thing was get the wheel off. Since I own Jenny, I never could get the wheel off. She won't budge. Pullers don't work. Torch don't work. It'll burn the steering wheel up anyway. And so the best thing we did and chose to do was just chop the bottom of the steering wheel off. It's where you get the metal. Use an air hammer and push up on the wheel instead of trying to push down and trying to pull. We just air hammered it. And we got it off finally, and didn't really damage the wheel. We might dress this up, make it smooth at least. Notch the crack, put some resin inside it, make it stronger again, and it's still good. But I do have a spare wheel down below. I bought last year, the reunion. So I knew I might have to change it. So that's not a big deal to me right now. The big deal on the workbench I'm working on is the shaft column piece. Took it off. I'm gonna wire wheel this down, paint it black. Clean inside, it's pretty clean now. I popped off the old bushing, and I bought this back last year's reunion again. Bought it, never installed it. Now I'm doing it now. 2 years later. So it goes in there. Let's get a slight ridge. So I'm not sure if I need to machine that down or not, or just force it in. I'm gonna ask Sal about that. He has to worry. It's from Sal Walter. So I'm gonna see if I get that in there. I have a nice bushing. That's gonna solve some of my noise issues. But the big issue I'm noticing for the noise in the video, as you watching all my other videos, me driving the truck, it's very stiff steering and noisy for sure. So it's like, well, I know the steering box is full of grease, has a Zurich fitting. I never greased it because I know you're supposed to put oil in it. 85, 140 GL5, that's what should be in there. And they put grease fitting. And it's always stirred fine until I did the body lift. So me and Dad suggested take the body lift off. So I'm running 2 5/8 pucks stacked. Just take 1 5/8 puck off. Now it's kind of factory height where it should be. Just the cab. The bed's already at 1 puck already. So I made a slight improvement, definitely in the brake pedal. It did improve that a bunch. But as for steering, it didn't really help too much. It did make a slight improvement in steering resistance, a bit less, but wasn't enough. So the next thing was to pull the cover off, get the cover off, clean this up. That's ready, needs a new gasket. But then I went ahead and got my finger, went through 3 shop tails, just pulling clumps of grease out. So that's all cleaned out. Got a toothpick, cleaned more out, and then popsicle stick, and then went off with some brake clean and degreaser. Cleaned out the worst of it, still greasy in there, but at this point with all the liquids in there now spraying, it's now like a oily based grease. That's enough. That's an improvement where I can pour oil in there now. But then when I was trying to move the steering wheel back and forth to get access inside the worm gear drive to get more grease out, it's now since then popped the center shaft out. So now in which, I'm not sure I can do it with the wheel off, but I could turn. It's pretty stiff the tube without a wheel help, but it's turning pretty freely and easy and no noise. So that at least tells me the shaft going down is now making the noise, not the issue. So my resistance and my noise making is most likely my center shaft that's worn out of its 62,800 miles on the truck. So I think I found my culprit why my steering's acting up so bad. So now go online, order a new one. Jeepster Man has it for the straight 60s model trucks, but out of stock. Kaiser sells them, but again, pretty much every place I see them is a 1-inch sector shaft, but they're all saying it's for the 54 newer models. Mine's a 49. Will it work? So I'm trying to figure that out. And I messaged Sal Walter, Vintage Jeeper. He said I can stock it, you can get it in stock, but like 1-inch, he doesn't stock it. He says you're better off just finding a takeoff off of our parts truck, which I have a parts truck that has a sector shaft that's still on there. And based off that truck's history, 1962 through the mid 80s, it was used and parked and never been used since then. 40,000 miles on it. So that might be a good shaft. So I'm probably gonna pull that one apart and use that shaft. And then still I need new bearings, new bushings, I'm not sure. A new gasket, of course. Of course I have gasket material, I can make my own, but so I'm trying to choose that now. So I order those parts. My next question is, can I install it without taking the box off the frame? It's just a pain to get to. I mean, I know I have to pull the arm off, so at that point it doesn't matter, I guess, anymore. But I'd rather not have to pull that box and shaft out of there. Easy to work on, but it's a hassle to pull it out. So there's that I need to work on. But for right now, I just want to reassemble it. It's not another issue. Put oil in it and just run it for now for Bantam. I can drive it still. It's just it's stiff and it's noisy. But I'd rather have it stiff than fully loose and have tons of slop. I guess my tight steer is doing its work. It's like 12 to 2 o'clock slop. It's not bad, but it's very stiff to steer. You really definitely need power steering as it is right now, or steering assist. But for Bantam, we can have to wait. I don't want to do a full teardown and be a time crunch. So I'm going to reassemble it as it is right now, put a new gasket on it, call it good. Then after Bantam, I have a number of events planned. Then we can work on a full rebuild. So that's what I'm up to right now. Alright, so that's that. And then looking for oil online. You can order it, of course, but try to see what I can find in town. Tractor Supply, Advance Auto don't stock oil, but AutoZone did. And I should have bought it, but I chose not to, but I should have for the price. So That's the two oils I'd recommend, but I did notice they had STP for $2.99. That spec, so that will work, but the whole gallon, that's why I didn't want to buy it. You only need a quart, but pretty much every wheel is Jeep uses this oil, so I don't mind stocking a whole gallon, I guess. So I should have went back and bought it. Next time I'm in town, I'll grab it. So there's that. Steering box. Brakes have been fine since then, since my front axle's locked up. They're not working. The brake drums are just pushed way out. Was not no gearing issue at all. So axle's fixed. Also at the reunion, that winglet broke on the highway. This glass here broke at the show because, of course, I don't have a door latch that works. It just keeps slamming so hard and shattered the glass. It's still intact, but fragile. And of course, a few people at the show saw me get frustrated and the front windshield got smashed. But either which way, it needs new glass anyway, because that's got a nice crack in it, crack right there. So it was time to upgrade anyway, and even my small little fist punch of the windshield, it broke right away. Like, that shouldn't happen. It should be pretty strong. It's 1940s glass, it's not so strong. So I'm gonna upgrade to modern safety glass. My friend Patrick Kensel, he's got a few wagons and trucks and CJs and military Jeeps. Gets all his glass from Bob in Oregon, some shop. And so he sells the door glass for $180 for the pair. Good deal. He sells the whole entire truck, but I can't find it on his website. Jeepster, Kaiser Billy sells it for like $650, $550 for the whole entire truck, which is not bad, but I'm not sure about quality, so I'm kind of questioning about getting it from Kaiser. At least it's nice if it breaks in shipping, they can give you a nice new one free of charge, so it's not bad there. So I'm trying to estimate on glass to do. For Bantam, I'm not going to fix it for Bantam. I may put plexiglass up front to give me something, but we're going slow speeds. So maybe plexiglass in case it rains or dewy at night, so the radio doesn't get wet or the seat doesn't get wet. But otherwise, that's all I'm gonna do. And then that door, the channel going up down, just like this door, broke this weekend. So that glass no longer goes down. It goes up, no problem. So it's gonna stay up for Bantam. And then yet still gotta fix the latches. That one works, but it's still, even me driving 45, 50 miles per hour, I've been doing 55. It's cruising good. The traffic's still pissed. I'm doing 45. I'm doing the limit, and people are still passing me. So be it. But that speeds with that latch, it now opens up on it during the wind. So at slow speeds, it stays shut, but at high speeds, it wants to open up. So that's that. On this door, I just have two bungee cords holding the door on. It works well inside. But I actually put this bungee on for shop use. Then I can flip this around, put this around the tire carrier, hook it on back here, kind of painfully hook it here, reach around, hook it on, the door stays shut for me. If there's ever a fire, it does stretch enough where I can hop out and get out if I have to. Versus right now, that one has a ratchet trap. So that's my door technique right now. Overdrive's now all, not adjusted, but it's all tight linkage now, but still does not want to engage in overdrive. So I don't have overdrive working yet still. All right, what else? For that truck show in Wattsburg this weekend was Saturday and Sunday. We all thought it was going to be huge. Only 14 trucks showed up, but still, I went all out and I detailed my truck and I polished the wheels and white walls, did that for the show. And I put some special sauce on for the patina. My patina is not really rust patina, it's more paint patina. So it didn't really work that well as I thought, but I can definitely tell the texture. And then the roof I didn't do, but the body I did, and I can see a difference. It's still shading glossy at least. So there's that. All right, next thing on the engine, at the reunion, I saw Jeepster Man's 3B set up with his own cleaner. So I bought one, works well enough. And then I did buy two new air cleaners, and I did plug off the port that used to go here to up there. Now it's plugged off. I'm just running this now. I bought new filters, they're coming this week. Bought one, but I did buy a spare in case it catches fire or gets dirty. So I bought a spare. That's about it for their updates. No other oil leaks anywhere else. I am making a new order on parts. Jeepsterman tonight and visit Jeeper. Ordering new spark plug wires because at Rick at the show, he says your wires are resistant wires are not proper for this truck. I mean, they're working, but they're not proper. Copper coil. So buy proper ones. New spark plug wires. We're getting new oil lines from the filter going down. This one's good going down to the timing cover, but I think it's time to replace it. Play it safe because that one broke before. And the other one I did replace, it's now working well. Spent 10 bucks, well spent. But the filter, it's too big of a hose. It's kind of oversized and it should be. So now I put the fuel pump on. It's a pain because the hose is oversized. So I bought a new hose just so it's smaller, just so it's more convenient to install the fuel pump. So that's that. I do want to eventually, probably after Bantam, make a custom fuel line. Goes from there straight up to the carb. No more curves around, hard, tall, flexible line, but braided. What Jeepsterman had on his 3B as well. Plus, also with that setup, it's a lot more cool feel. Versus right now, this is passing by the thermostat. 180 degrees of coolant right here. It kind of gets all hot. Plus, it's connected here, some metal, so it's gonna, I don't know. It might help bring the cooling down on the fuel. But lately, right now, as I switched the valve cover off, that Rick suggested me to do, this is the new one. Got the Reunion. And then this one over here is what I've been running. And so now I deleted that one. And I deleted the PC valve down below and put a proper plug down there. And since then, with the cover off for the last week, shut the engine off. There's no more vapor coming out of the carburetor. So that's good. It's running a little bit more richer too, no more lean. So that did help. Alrighty, what else for updates? That's really it for in here. Nothing else new here. Yeah, that's about all I have new-wise. Yeah, that's about it. That's my updates there. So, making an order tonight of parts. I gotta figure out glass. That's about it. And then I did find a 1946 CJ3 2A for sale, about 30 minutes away. And I'm kind of after it. Not that needing our Jeep, but it's got 16-inch wheels on it, original wheels for the Jeep from 46. It's like, I want the wheels for my truck. So I had 16s and I sold them real quick because, of course, I bought the truck not knowing I was going to buy a truck. Spent too much money at once. I need some money back, so I sold the wheels right away for $400. Back in June of last year. And now I want them back. My friend Peter says the truck looks cool in the big wagon wheels, but it might look better and perform better on the road with skinny wheels and tires. Like put 30s on them, 30-inch tires, Cokers, 30x16s, Coker brand, super traction tires. So that's what I'm after for tire choice. But wheels, I need 16s. I don't have any on Marketplace right now. I only found a set in Pittsburgh for $250 for all 5. It's a bit of a drive. So I'm gonna pass on those. At the Reunion, I did see plenty of 16s for sale, but kind of high price. $400 for a set of 4, which $100 each is not bad, but still a bit high. I like to buy stuff that I might use, but if I don't use, I know I could sell and still make a good profit. So at $400, it's a buying price to keep, but not a price to resell. That's why it seems too high for me. So I found this 2A for sale, 30 minutes away. Has a bill of sale from 1940. He's a second owner. Their previous owner is still alive. He bought it. He's a World War II vet and owned it right after war. Bought it, used it for 40 years, and sat in the barn. Now just got barn find rescued, and I guess the next owner decided to scrap the body, the top, the windshield, the front fenders, the F head, the L head, and the T90 all got scrapped. So you have the grill, tailgate, the hood, chassis, axles, 16-inch wheels, the bumpers, the snow plow in the front, all that's left at Bill's sale. And he has the front 2 bucket seats, which is nice. So it's like I'm looking at the parts value. It's like he wants $1,000 or best offer. I turned $400, kind of low end, but see if he takes it. Nope. Said I already have a buyer at $700, but coming next week. I said I'll come today, but it's kind of on and off rain. But I'll come today. Never told me a time to come, so I never did come. Gave my phone number, no response. So it's kind of at this point quiet. But he said $600. I'll come to you. Deal. So we have a deal at $600. Just waiting to get it. So my idea is to get the CJ2A, put the 16s on my truck for a set of stocked tires and wheels, and then put some Fords on that so it rolls nice. My friend Justin's got a tub, windshield, front fenders I can buy from him, put on. And then he's got a T90 that used to be mine that I rebuilt. That's good. But then install it. So simply have a whole Jeep 2A for under $1,500, but a Stodium motor. Justin has an F-head rebuilt recently. I can use that, but need a hood scoop, or I could go find a flathead somewhere else. Prefer to do a flathead being a 46. So I don't know. That's where I'm kind of at the point right now, waiting him to respond. If I don't get it, so be it. But all right, that's all I got for old updates right there. Yeah, that's it. Alrighty. Not much else. At the reunion, I did buy a few parts. I did buy a new vent window. I didn't buy for the glass. I bought it for the handle. So mine's missing. Driver's side. And then I bought the dome light up top. Good glass. Where's it at? I bought new glass and the chrome for it for $5. I'm going to use this, but I have an idea. And since no one recreates these, my idea is to 3D scan this, and I can 3D print clear plastic at home. So I can make some reproduction ones out of plastic. They're not going to break. So that's my idea there. Small little product to sell. If I can get it scanned. Anyway. Yeah, the one issue with the carburetor, why it did flood, we did find out eventually, and why this one's running now. Simply enough, I mean, the old one, the pump failed because the engine got so hot with the fire, but on the top assembly, it's not sitting right upside down. It's a bit off in measurements, so that needs to be adjusted. And then the needle has another issue. So that's my fuel leak issue I had. And so I'm buying a rebuild kit for this. I have a nice spare on hand. Yeah, that's that. And the other parts I bought a 2A hood for $40. I bought a Tonka, not Tonka brand, but model Tonka style truck like mine. Bought that. Things to put away, so I kind of forget now. I traded a Danny 20 for a set of fenders and 3-point hitch. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got memory of. Alrighty, I'm not gonna make the video too long, but there's a nice week and a half update on Jenny since the fire, and now it runs well enough. Just working on steering for Bantam and the door latches, and then glass, and then after that, buy new shocks, and then Jenny's done. Time for a trailer build. That's my next project. So, alrighty, that's all.